My great-grandmother was the first female magician to have her own television show called The Magic Lady in the 1950s. And my grandmother, with my grandfather and his brother, started the Magic Castle in Hollywood. I grew up surrounded by magicians and watching a lot of card tricks. The adults I was around were like children themselves in a lot of ways. A lot of pranksters, you know? I never wanted to know how any of the magic was done. I still don't. I like magic that feels very dreamlike. There's a and I love that. I think my grandmother would be so happy that I'm doing this tonight, and I would like to think she's here with me in some way. I'd like to make her proud.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the royal family of magic, Liberty Larson.
Thank you. Allison, would you come join me at the table, please? Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Allison, I am a fourth-generation magician from a family of magic, and I didn't start performing magic until a few years ago. It took me a while to surrender. But once I did, one of the first things I noticed about it is that I really don't like lying to people. And that's a real problem. It interferes with this job because it's kind of par for the course. Now, silent magic, not an issue. That's very honest to me. It's visual. Teller made the right choice. He will never have to deal with the kind of lying that I'm talking about. But as a magician, if you're performing as yourself, if you're performing as yourself and not a character, as soon as you open your mouth, it's sort of inevitable. You're just going to start lying, and I have really terrible magician's guilt. So when I sit here with you, on a very primal level, every cell in my body does not want to lie to you, so I'm not going to. So there. Allison, I brought a time machine with me to the theater tonight. Allison, this is the key to the time machine. I'd like you, if you would, to wear it around your neck and keep it safe.
Okay.
And don't worry, you're not going to travel through time. You're going to stay right where you are. I am going to use a little spark of your energy for this. So if you would, I'd like you to write a message to yourself at any age, something very short, just across here, something you'd like to tell yourself at a younger age.
Ah. Let's see. All right.
All right. It says,
Oops.
choose happy. Oh, I know. I love it. All right, so I'm sorry. It's not about the message. But if you could just keep this safe.
Thanks.
And I'm going to fold up this half. Choose happy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it under the veil of time. Allison, if you would you hold this very tightly for me?
Yes.
You got it?
Yes.
All right. Now, your message is going to go directly into a portal where it will travel back in time to your former self. You'll feel really good. You will choose happy. It'll move forward to a point earlier this evening where it will freeze, and that is how we're going to discover it. It feels so good to just be open and honest with you. It's just not have to lie to you. I retrieved the time machine from a man in the mountains of Belgium. And it has two components to it. This is the first. It is a portal. Now, many people don't know this, but all wine glasses are actually portals. Allison, have you ever had an experience with a piece of apparatus like this that took you somewhere really unusual and exciting?
Yes.
Then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And the other half of the time machine I keep in here because, Allison, it is very sensitive and very, delicate. And it is, especially sensitive to light. Allison, this is where time freezes.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the portal under the silk, and on the count of 3, you're going to drop your message inside and quickly put your hand over it so it can't escape, all right?
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, may I take it from you?
Yes.
Can you hear it?
No.
Perhaps it's already passed through the veil? Allison, do you still have the key around your neck?
Oh. Well, it's traveling somewhere else, but yes, there it is. Yeah.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this could only mean one thing, which is that your message went through the portal, beyond the veil, reached your former self, jumped back to the moment just before I walked on stage where it froze itself in time in this little locked box. Would you please open this box for me?
Oh, sure. Oops.
All right. Would you feel the top of that?
Ooh,
What is it?
it's an ice cube.
It's real ice.
Yes.
Allison.
Wow.
Oh, slippery thing.
Very.
Allison, I don't want to touch it. Would you please?
Yes.
And would
Ooh,
you
it's
unfold
cold.
it? It's cold.
It's very cold.
Is that your message?
Yes.
Does it match? Ladies and gentlemen, the time-traveling card.
Liberty Larson!
So did you always think, well, I have to be a magician?
No. No. If you'd asked me at almost any age, I would have 100% said no way. I was convinced I would never do magic.
Really? So what changed your mind?
Well, a few acts that I saw that really inspired me when I was around 25, and I started just looking at magic differently, and maybe something just switched on in my DNA. I don't know.
Oh, I'm glad you switched over.
Too. It's
Yes.
been it's such a fun way to play with people.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see what the guys have to say.
All right.
And tell her.
Liberty, what took you so long? Why did you just come to magic now? I guess you were just answering that maybe while we were talking, but you're so good. And I really loved the not lying premise with the time machine. It's just terrific.
Thank you.
And when you were just performing there, we were just lapping it up. Every moment of it was just fabulous and great. And also, you know, what you're doing essentially is the object in the impossible location. And it's a really good presentation of that. And you also have something in that that looks like it can't be gimmicked, which is an ice cube. You know, everybody knows what an ice cube is, and it looks like there's no way to fake that whatsoever. And that's a beautiful part of that trick, is it's so real and so honest all the way through. And although you said you weren't lying, you kind of weren't. I mean, the presentation has very little jive in it. It's just kind of straightforward and a little bit of help here and there that I hope in what I said gave you some sort of hint. But we hope to see you doing a lot of magic, Liberty.
Thank you so
We think
much.
we got you. We think we got you on this. No.
We're good.
No.
Okay. So you didn't fool them, but you sure made us all happy. Thank you. Oh. Liberty Larson, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. We are just getting warmed up. More magicians on deck, including Penn and Teller themselves when we come back.